You're tired. You have a deadline. Yet, if someone says, "Can you please handle this for me?" you automatically say, "Sure." But nobody told you is that this is the easiest way to harm yourself. There are people who constantly help others, who are reliable, trustworthy. Everyone likes them. They're often the most exhausted people in the room. How does that happen? If being nice is supposed to make life better, why do so many nice people end up stressed, overwhelmed, and quietly resentful? The answer isn't what most people think, because usually the problem isn't kindness. Kindness is, in fact, one of the best virtues there. But there is something hiding underneath kindness which you need to be aware of. And if you miss it, people will keep taking from you. And you'll keep wondering why life feels so heavy. Let's see if any of these signs feel familiar. Here is what is strange. Most of us already know this. But why do we still keep doing it? Sign number one might explain that. You say yes when you want to say no. Someone says, "Can you please handle this for me?" Sure. This is so damn common, we don't even notice it. You're about to log off and someone messaged you, "Hey, quick favor?" And before you realize, you have already typed, "Of course." Not because you want to, because saying no feels uncomfortable. Now, here is the strange part. Most people think they are being generous. And of course, there's nothing wrong with being generous. But here is the truth. What is right and what is wrong is decided by what's happening in your mind when you say yes. The real question isn't why do I keep saying yes? The real question is, why am I scared of disappointing people? And once you notice it, it stops being a kindness or niceness problem and it reveals the real problem, fear of disappointment. Sign 2. You do more than anyone asked. A colleague told you that he is frustrated with Excel data. And what you ended up doing? You researched the whole problem, you tried to find a solution, you followed it up next day, and a week later you checked it again, while your own problem sit there untouched. This sign is harder to notice. Someone asks you for help, you end up doing it. Someone asks for advice, you solve the whole problem. Someone asks for direction, you become the tour guide. Dramatic? Not really. It's surprising how common this problem is. At first, this feels generous, but something interesting is happening. You're not helping anymore. You are rescuing now, and rescuing creates a strange trap. The more useful you become, the more people start relying on you, which is why some people are not addicted to helping, they are addicted to being needed. Sign 3. You need approval more than you think. Most people think approval seeking is quite obvious. Insecurity, attention seeking, constant validation. But often, it looks like kindness. Someone says something you completely disagree with. You open your mouth. Then you think it's not worth an argument. And you keep quiet. You stay quiet to keep peace. You agree even when you disagree. You avoid difficult conversations. And all this so everyone stays comfortable. And because it looks polite, nobody notices what's happening, including you, until one day you realize you feel something uncomfortable. You can't tell whether you are making decisions because they are right or because people will approve them. And once that happens, a bigger problem arises. Now your identity has become a part of it. We'll see that in sign number 4, which is you're protecting an image. This is where niceness becomes exhausting. Somebody asks for help, you don't have the time, you don't have the energy,
Yes, I am working on it now.
but you say yes anyway because you are now the reliable one. At some point, people start seeing you as the easygoing one, the reliable one, the helpful one, the nice one. That's what everyone expects you to be. Sounds harmless until you feel trapped by it. Now you smile when you're irritated, you agree when you disagree, apologize when you have done nothing wrong, not because it's honest, but because you have become a character that people like. And here is the obvious paradox. The more people like the character, the less they know the real you. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If people stop needing you tomorrow, who would you be? We don't help people because they need it. We help them because we want to feel needed. So sign number 5, you feel lost without other people. What does it mean? Many people who constantly help others struggle with being alone. Not because they hate solitude, but because solitude removes the audience. No praise, no appreciation, no role to perform. Just you. And that's when you realize something very unsettling. You know who you are in others' eyes, but you really don't know who you are in your own eyes. And this is where the real cost of excessive niceness shows up. It is not exhaustion, it is not stress. It is, after a while, you stop knowing what you actually want. Notice what really happened here. It was never about being kind or being nice. It started with saying yes. Then you became overly helpful. Then it was about approval, then identity, and in the end, it's about self-worth. That's why simply telling people about setting their own boundaries, that doesn't help. Because boundaries are not the actual problem. The real question is, what are you afraid will happen if you stop being someone everyone depends on? That's the question underneath all of this. Until we answer that, we'll keep calling this kindness. Kindness isn't the problem. The healthiest people are often incredibly kind. The difference is their kindness comes from choice, not from fear. And those are two very different things, choice and fear. If this is the kind of conversation you want more of, subscribe. I go deeper on these topics every video.